Hey everyone, welcome to another This Old Deck. So there is a section in the Magic the Gathering, the official Deckbuilders guide, that I've been using as the sort of backbone, if you like, of this series. And that book came out in '97. And in the section, in the different sections, you know, we've looked at Mirage decks, we've looked at Tempest decks, Tempest Block, I think Multiplayer was another one, a few others. There is actually a section on the Ice Age block, so I thought I'd cover that. So at that point in time, the Ice Age block was considered to be, let me see if I can find it here, so comprising of Ice Age, Homelands and Alliances. So one of the books that's there, one of the texts that's there, and I may well feature other ones, but this one sort of tickled my fancy, I suppose, is something called Jungle Drums. And I'll just read out the blurb on the page for Jungle Drums. So this is they've got it as a gorilla medium weenie. So it says, an alternative approach to the weenie burn strategy of producing a quick group of cost-effective creatures to support a direct damage attack. Gorillas form an effective group of medium creatures that work well together. Almost all of them are within the Ice Age block. There is one in Visions and one outside of Magic the Gathering proper in Portal. And although they are relatively expensive, they are not without their advantages. Gorilla Pack and Gorilla Chieftain are both 3/3 creatures. The pack costs 3 mana, and as the creature component of this deck is mainly for blocking, their limited ability to attack is of little consequence. The Chieftain costs 1 mana more than the pack, but regenerates, very useful in a blocker, and can be used to attack. The Gorilla Berserkers and Gargantuan Gorillas are more directly attack orientated and are of more use in the mid game, when this sort of deck is traditionally winding down and mana is in plentiful supply. The Gargantuan in particular is extremely dangerous, a 7/7 trampler. The upkeep of a forest a turn may seem excessive, but with this monster in play, the game does not usually last much longer anyway. When making use of the direct damage, a good rule to follow is never cast the last direct damage spell in your hand as your opponent. Magic is a game that provides plenty of scope for surprises, so it is definitely best to adopt the Boy Scout motto of be prepared. It does have a sideboard in here as well, as you can see. What's the most expensive stuff in here? Oh, was it Painlands? The red-green one? Colplusian Forest. So I've kept with the, obviously there's later versions of these cards. So I've kept with cards that are from, Ice Age block. So let's go through this, and then what we'll do is we'll talk a little bit about the type of ape, which is what these cards went on to be, or to be errated to, because you see a lot of them say summon gorilla. And we'll talk about, that type. In various colours, and just get us a bit of an overview as to where we saw most of the apes in Magic and sort of where it went over time. So we have in the deck, first card here actually listed is a 1-drop, and it's not an ape, and it is Findorn Elves. 4 of those. Single green, 1/1, tap, add green to mana pool, plays ability as an interrupt. Yes, that's turned up quite a bit in Magic in various forms, functional reprints and similar cards. We have 1 Gorilla Shaman, single red, 1/1, with this interesting ability. So XX and 1, destroy target non-creature artifact with casting cost equal to X. 4 Gorilla Packs, 2 and a green, 3/3, can't attack if defending player controls no forests. Bury Gorilla Pack if you control no forests. 3 Storm Shamans. Actually another, I said this was the only non-ape, but this is also as well I forgot about this. So 3 Storm Shamans, 2 and a red 0/4 with fire breathing. So red +1 0/1 until end of turn. Gorilla Chieftain, 2 and 2 green for 3/3 with 1 and a green regenerate ability on it. Gorilla Berserker, 3 and 2 green. Summon Gorillas, Trample and Rampage. Trample and Rampage 2 cannot be blocked by fewer than 3 creatures, and that's a 2/3. And then the Gargantuan Gorilla, 4, 3 green, 7/7. During your upkeep, sacrifice a forest or bury Gargantuan Gorilla, and Gargantuan Gorilla deals 7 damage to you. If you sacrifice a snow-covered forest this way, Gargantuan Gorilla gains trample until end of turn. Gargantuan Gorilla deals an amount of damage equal to its power to any other target creature. That creature deals an amount of damage equal to its power to Gargantuan Gorilla. Interesting, a sign of maybe things to come from way back. So Ice Age, Alliances, Ice Age, Alliances, 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 Alliances. Shield of Ages from Ice Age. 2 to cast, pay 2, prevent 1 damage to you. Giant Growth, this is the Ice Age version. 3 of those. Target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. Instant speed, single green. 4 Incinerates. 1 of the red deals 3 damage to target creature, but no creature damaged by Incinerate can regenerate this turn. And then Pyrokinesis. 3 of those. 4 and 2 red. You may remove a red card in your hand from the game instead of paying Pyrokinesis. Casting cost, Pyrokinesis deals 4 damage divided any way you choose among any number of target creatures. On the sorcery side we have 4 Lava Burst, which is an X spell. So X and a red, Lava Burst deals X damage to target creature or player. Effects that prevent or redirect damage cannot be used to protect that creature. 4 Meteor Showers, XX red spell. Meteor Shower deals X +1 damage divided any way you choose among any number of target creatures and or players. 8 forests. 4 Carpulsan forests. So you can tap it to add colourless mana to your mana pool. If you want to go for the red or green, then when you tap for red or green, it deals 1 damage to you. And then there's 8 mountains. So 20 lands in all. 4 Pyroblasts, single red, counter target spell if it is blue, or destroy target permanent if it is blue. 3 Undergrowths in the sideboard. Single green, no creatures deal damage in combat this turn. If you pay 2 and a red, in addition to the casting cost, Undergrowth does not affect red creatures. Interesting, what? Fog effect with certain criteria on it. Pillage, 1 and 2 red, bury target artifact or land. Sorcery speed. Storm Shaman, so another copy of that in the sideboard. And then 4 Carnivorous Plants, which is basically just 4/5 for 4 wall. Yeah, but of course walls have defender. So if we were to look at this card, you can now see it's also been errated with the word defender on it, because back in the early days of Magic, in the rules it was just walls have defender, but now it's explicitly on the card. There's probably other versions of this. Interesting choices sometimes with these. Anyway, so that's the deck. That's what it looks like in overview. Now, certain cards here, I've picked certain pieces of artwork, and we'll talk about this in a moment actually, because that's another interesting point about this part in Magic. This here, I did put in one from the dark. Yeah, it's interesting because I'm assuming, because in the book, you know, it said, oh, where was it? Let me find it again. Comprising Ice Age homelands and alliances. That's interesting though. Yeah, I was sort of curious about that when I put it together. So, I'm trying to think of the timing on 4th edition actually for that. Yeah, I'm unsure. But anyway, it's certainly on the deck listing. Unless I made a silly mistake there, but yeah, that's curious. Yeah. Anyway, so what I wanted to talk about is, you know, apes through Magic's history. There's 42 cards here, but what I've done is I've deliberately, let me just see if we can see a difference. Yeah, so I wanted to also show you just the unique art here. So this is in total. What we're going to do is I'm just going to subdivide this into different colours of mana, and you'll see basically predominantly where apes are as a type. So we will do that. So let's look at the red ones first. So there's 8 here, and they have the first printing. Now the reason why I picked red is because the first ape was in Arabian Nights, and it was a red one. So that's why we're doing red first, even though there is more green than red. So curd ape, single red, gains +1/+2 if you have any forests in play. And then we're on to Gorilla Shaman, which is in the deck. Now you'll notice there's 2 different pieces of artwork for that, as would that, you know, that was a thing at the time. So other red apes, we have Raging Gorilla from Visions, does this sort of +2 -2 thing. If it's blocked or is blocked, it's a 2/3. And then we have Simian Spirit Guide, which is actually a colour shifted card. So 2 and a red, 2/2. Remove Simian Spirit Guide in your hand from the game, add green to your mana pool. If we drill down, it's actually banned in Modern, we should see what it's colour shifted of, and it's actually Elvis Spirit Guide, which was originally, what was that printed in? Alliances. It's the original artwork. Okay, Ferocious Tigerilla, which is a cat ape, enters the battlefield with a choice of trample counter or menace counter on it. You have a Maya Steel Crusher, 1 and a red 2/2, creature ape warrior, has enlist on it. You can sack it to destroy a target artifact. And then Gear Bane Orangutan. It's got reach, it's a 2/2 for 3. When it enters the battlefield, you get to choose destroy up to 1 target artifact, sacrifice an artifact. If you do, put 2/1/1 counters on Gear Bane Orangutan. Yep. Apes definitely don't like artifacts, do they? Seems to be a recurring theme there. So if we look at the green ones, Barbary Ape, came from Legends, which if we look on the timeline there, you can see was after Arabian Nights. And here we can see some of the alliances, gorillas stroke apes, have alternate artwork. So for Gorilla Pack and Gargantuan Gorilla, it's just one piece here, one piece each. Gorilla Berserkers, you can see there's different artwork. Same artist, just different artwork. And Chieftain Gorilla, which has red generate on it. The other thing to notice with these, it's interesting that the you can see the way they've organised the text on these early Magic cards. It's sort of centre aligned, top to bottom, so it sort of pushes out from the centre on here. Then we've got Octabi Orangutan from Visions, destroying artifacts. Gorilla Warrior, that was from Portal. Apes of Wrath from Tempest. And then Simian Grunts from Urza's Legacy. It's got Echo on it. An Ancient Silverback, which has Regenerate. 6/5 for 6. Silverback Ape from Starter 1999. Turns up in 8th edition. Gorilla Titan. 4/4, gets 4/4 as long as there are no cards in your graveyard. Has Trample. Octabi Kong, which was an uncard. This one destroys all artifacts. Discard a land card. Simian Brawler gets +1/+1 until end of turn. That would have been from Cold Snap. I don't know if that's ever... Oh, it was reprinted in Jumpstart. Summit Apes. I don't know if anybody remembers these from World Wake. That's really cool artwork, actually. As long as you control a mountain, Summit Apes can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. Okay. Nice Demystify. It's a nice Zendikar full art. Look at this lightning bolt. Magic Player Rewards. That's cool. Oh, Lava Crawl Riches, of course, yeah. Oh, and the swamps from Rise of the Eldrazi. Very nice. Okay. Hooting Mandrills from Carnes with Delve on it. Trample. Another uncard. Oh, let's Grun the Lonely King. Legendary creature, Ape Warrior. So if you want to do Ape Tribal. Silverback Shaman. And then we got Golga the Titan Ape. Silverback 8. And it's another one that hates on artifacts and enchantments. Simian Simulacrum. That's a clever play on words. It's about to put 2/1 counters on target creature you control. Unearth 2 and 2 green. Darren Gibbons' power is equal to the 2 greatest creature you control. Okay. Vehicle. When this creature enters another target creature or vehicle you control, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn. That was the Easter draft. And so these would be multicolour ones. So Savage Gorilla from Apocalypse, 4 and a green, 3/3, and then it's got this blue-black ability on it. Sacrifice Savage Gorilla, target creature gets -3/-3 until end of turn, draw a card. Kurd Chieftain from M15, cares about forests, as does our friend here, Kurd Ape. 4 and a green, target creature gets +2/+2 against trample until end of turn. And then we have a ape dinosaur turtle, as you do, but it's, obviously a couple of characters here on the same card. So Kogler and Yadaro enter the battlefield, choose one. It gains trample and haste until end of turn. It fights target creature you don't control. 2 red-green. Discard Kogler and Yadaro. Destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment. Shuffle Kogler and Yadaro into your library from your graveyard and draw a card. And then that's the alternate art. So this is March of the Machines. Red-green. So yeah, doing a red-green legendary ape would cover you there with most of the apes, because it's red or green. Now there is one other. There is actually an artifact, ape snake. So though you've seen several apes that have a dislike of artifacts, there is actually an artifact creature ape, which is also a snake. It's 4 to cast, it's a 1/5, it has reach, and for 2 tap it, put target card from a graveyard on the bottom of its owner's library. And that's a recent card, Tokyo Dragonstorm. So let's just go back to this. I'm just going to dupe this up. And let's just play around a little bit here. So I'm just going to go back to that. And we'll just confirm a few suspicions. So there we go. That's what we've got in terms of legendaries. If we go in here and squirrel a bit round in DDH, so this one's top Voltron wise. Okay. What else have we got? Kogler. I wonder what that would be. Humans, it says. Yeah. And then this one. Fight. 15 ape decks. Yep, there's Gorilla Berserkers. Yep. All the apes. Ravenous baboons. I wonder if anything generates... Do you know what you reckon? Do you think anything out there might be generating ape or gorilla tokens? Maybe? So if I just do Oracle, this is going to be a bit problematic. Probably that would work, wouldn't it? Okay, so I thought, for a moment I thought they said hideous gibbons. Hidden gibbons, not hideous, hidden gibbons. Single green, when one of your opponents successfully casts an instant or interrupt spell, if hidden gibbons is an enchantment, hidden gibbons becomes a 4/4 creature that counts as an ape. Oh, okay, so it's becoming one. Treetop village, that spits out, oh, that becomes a 3/3 green creature. Has that been errated to 8? Yeah, it has. There we go. Side to side. So 2 1/1s and Pongify. Okay. Yep. So not something you see very often in terms of spitting out those. I don't think there's any other way of looking at that. I don't think anything's generating. Oh, gorilla token creature. Oops. Need to do that, don't I? There we go. It's duplicate, that's why it's picking that up. Yeah. It's just doing it because these have apes somewhere in the wording. Is monkey its own type then? Yeah. That's interesting. I went from being an ape to a monkey. Assuming because it's a baboon. There's a cat monkey. Elf monkey. Monkeys of magic. Yeah, it's an interesting few like tweaks here they've done here and there to make things line up a lot better. Well, that was interesting. I was like, just don't think of anything else in here that I wanted to take a look at. It was mainly that because I was curious as to how, you know, how many there were and how they might have changed over time. But I was looking here. This had me a little bit curious. So there is different artwork for this. So does that? That's the term I was looking for, like selective fog. We have a quick look there. Yeah, selective fog. We must have been down this rabbit hole before at one time. So let me just get this sorted out. Oh, ebony horse, still here, faint. Lady and Vengeance. What's that? Black, blue, white. What's that? $31. I'm always curious if any of the sort of slightly older Legends era legendaries ever got, you know, reprinted in Chronicles, which some did. So that's quite a good way of getting like cheap versions of those. Although my printing I had of, I'm trying to remember which card it was now, was pretty dreadful, like the quality of it, the Chronicles one. So I ended up buying a Italian Legends version of, I'm trying to even remember what the card was now actually. Yeah, it's an insect legendary whose name escapes me. Oh yeah, I remember Tangle Sap, Moon Mist, Hindivines. Selective Fog. Oh, Stasis Coffin, right. What else have we got in the deck? Anything that's worth talking about? Storm Shaman. It's tagged up as fire breathing. Oh yeah, it's a Molten Ravager. There we go. Yeah, it's a Molten Ravager. It's a Molten Ravager is a. Would that be a reprint? Did that come out afterwards? Yeah. So yeah, it was printed in Zendikar. Okay. Storm Shaman. And you can sort of do all the fire breathing. So fire breathers that aren't dragons. Just minus in front of there. And then if we do colour red, there we go. So yeah, all over the place. Way back to Dwarven Lieutenant. Cindercrawler. That came up in a... Just trying to think the order in which I'm filming these. Okay. Oh, no, I won't mention because... So I just shot a video ahead of which it's going to be released. But yeah. Commit that to memory. Let me actually do this better, is first printing. That's more like it. Wall of Fire. Okay, Summon Wall. Oh, Pyric Salamander, Sandstone Warrior. Balfour the Stout. Right. Yep, Storm Shaman. Just different artwork. So what's the most recent one in red? Fleeting Effigy. Oh, that one does +2, +0. No, of course, Fire Drinkers are here, yeah. Let's go. Legendary fire breathers that are not dragons. Do I have that? There you go. 4 black red for 5-3. Black red +1/+0 until end of turn. Do we dare? Let's just have a quick look. Okay, 16 decks. A treasure. Okay. A budget. Bavril deck. Average. There we go. So what are considered to be similar commanders? Just go back a step here. Yeah, I was wondering, I thought, hang on, that looks suspiciously like Tobias Andrian. That sort of style. I like this. This is cool. As this creature enters, choose an opponent, not check with power toughness. Number of creatures the chosen player controls. That's interesting. Hate wide. Wow. Okay. Do you have any hate wide creatures? Well, we've really gone off on a side quest here. These are sometimes the best, this old deck episodes, I feel. I need that card. I just need it. Let's go through my Ice Age binder. And one last thing then. If I do, was it set ice? What were the legendaries for Ice Age? Skeleton Ship, Mercury Beret, Molten Storm Gold, and General Jorkel. Yeah, you get some pretty funny stuff from around this period. I mean, obviously there's all the ton of legend stuff, which we just see, some of them. But the other ones that make me chuckle a little bit are, what were the ones, I've got to get the abbreviation right. So, what's the... yeah, so that's Homelands. Was oh, that's I have quite a few of these actually, because I just one day I was ordering some stuff on some cards, and I thought. I think I needed to make the order up to whatever free shipping was, and so I thought, oh yeah, I should just go through and buy a load of Legends from Homelands, as you do. So I think you've seen in my binder I have some of these. That just reminds me of was it Vince Neil from? I think it's Vince Neil, isn't it, from Motley Crue? How did Motley Crue get in the Homeland set? was the other one? Homelands and something. Fallen Empires? No, it's that Fem, I think. Let me just check if I got that right. Yeah, no legendaries in Fallen Empires, by the way. Not that I have anything personally about Fallen Empires. I think it's from a creature type perspective, it's pretty interesting. Although very underpowered, and was it printed into oblivion? So you get some interesting stuff come up here. Is it the lands that are pretty interesting? Not very super powerful, but just it's got all of these in it. These ones where you can sack them and you get like double the amount of mana. But they come into play tapped as well. And then the silos are the ones, aren't they, with the storage counters on them, I think. Isn't that right? Yeah, so these ones are what, the lower rarity, uncommon. So the other ones now classed as rares. Yeah, they are. They did turn up in 5th edition with different artwork. I don't know if these have been. Yeah, there was. Must have been a 5th edition reprint of those. It was never reprinted, probably why it's so expensive. Add 1 mana of any colour to your mana pool. Control frame. Oh, passes to an opponent till end of turn. What's that in oh yeah, a group hug deck. No surprising there. Okay, I think I better stop there because I could go off with some really weird side quests now on a roll. So thanks once again for watching. Bye for now, and I will catch you in a future episode.